Hello everybody, good evening. So today we'll continue with the July months only, fine, because we are left with certain questions, around 10-12 questions would be there from the months of July. Then since last week we could not have class, so we'll start with then August, fine, 2022. So without wasting time, let us start with this question from the July months only. Fine, I think we have covered till this, I think the polity section, right?
Yes.
I think up till this, governor of state. Okay. So let us start with this. Okay. So please read and try to answer. Last D option is all three. Fine. This is the problem. Okay. Please read and try to answer. Okay. Fine. Okay, so what should be the answer? Correct answer? All of the above? Okay. 1 and 2, okay. The only issue here is it was rather non-ferrous. This Dokra art is rather non-ferrous, not ferrous. Fine, metal casting art, that lost wax. I think this technique, I think we all of us are aware about the lost wax technique. Mohenjo-daro, dancing girl figures, yeah. So that was the earliest non-lost wax casting, technique or examples of earliest lost wax this casting technique, that is Mohenjo-daro, from Mohenjo-daro, dancing girl. Fine, but this is here non-ferrous, not ferrous. Rest two are correct. So that's why we have correct answer is 2 and 3. Okay. Next is Podu. Is a form of shifting cultivation practiced mainly in. Okay, Podu. What should be correct answer? Yes. Yes, practice mainly in. The answer is Telangana. Okay. Yeah. So shifting cultivation, I think we are aware.
Yes.
Slash and burn, even we say the same thing. Clearing the earlier this cultivated field and then move on, searching for new fields. Yes, zoom cultivation or slash and burn and shifting. There are many names for the same. Okay, so the multiple rocket launcher produced in India by DRDO for Indian Army is named. B, yes, Pinaka. Even this was used during Kargil war as well. Fine. So yes, Pinaka. Yes. India Innovation Index. There is one global innovation index. This is India Innovation Index. Any idea? One and three. It's not 1 and 3, rather it's only 2, because one thing is this is not MOSPI, rather this is Niti Aayog. Fine. It determines innovation, of course this is related to innovation, so but obviously the second would be correct. Third is, at present India is among the top 25 nations in the global. I said initially that we are talking here about India. Here it's Global Innovation Index, which is released generally by the WIPO, World World Intellectual Property Organization. So basically we are there we were at 46 probably last year, not 25 in global ranking. Fine. This is, we are talking about the India Innovation Index, so within the country. Fine. That's why India is not among 25. Fine. So that's why even this is wrong. Only correct is 2. Next. You can expect one question probably from this Ukraine Russia invasion going on. Fine. It can be related to map or it can be related to anything, but you can probably expect one question from this. Should I show the option? No, last is 1 and 3. Last is 1 and 3, not all of the above. D option is 1 and 3. One and two. Two and three. 1 and 3. The answer is 2 only. Why? Because indeed Ukraine is bordered by Black Sea but not Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea, I think, near this Israel and all this. So of course Ukraine is not too far. Strait of Gibraltar can be accessed through a narrow passage via Ukraine. Of course, even this is not correct. And why not? Because since this is not located around Ukraine, and since Ukraine, since when we negating the first option, fine. So even this is not correct. I will be giving you the explanation as well. Why so? Fine. Okay. So moreover, Ukraine is bordered by Russia. Of course, Russia to the east, then northeast and northeast, then Belarus to the northwest. Then we have Poland, Slovakia in the west, Hungary, Romania and Moldova to the southwest. Then we have Black Sea and Sea of Azov, A-Z-O-V. So it's not Mediterranean, rather Sea of Azov. Fine. To the south and southeast. Means Black Sea is in the south of Ukraine and Sea of Azov is in the southeast. Fine. Means even east of Black Sea. Then it's southeast. So far Gibraltar is concerned, this is a narrow strait that connects Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea, indeed, and separates Gibraltar and peninsular Spain, basically based in Spain, in Europe from Morocco, fine, in Africa. So this basically separates Spain from Morocco. So nowhere we have Ukraine here, fine. That's why even this option is wrong. Now Mediterranean Sea connects to the Atlantic Ocean by easier one. Yes. Even the previous question we have discussed is Strait of Gibraltar only. In the previous question we have only discussed this. So the Mediterranean Sea connects Atlantic Ocean by Strait of Gibraltar only. Fine. Even the conflict goes between this is there between England and Spain related to the control of Gibraltar. It's always been, I mean, one of the historic conflicts. Snake Island is located in, again this region, this Ukrainian region, this Russian region, especially the Black Sea region is very, very important from the exam point of view, because there are many locations or many things which can be asked. Fine. I mean, the examiner has lots of opportunity to frame question from this area, particularly news. Yes. So this is also known as Snake. I mean, Snake Island is, yes, in the northern side of this Black Sea only. Fine. Maitri Setu. Yes. Link between. Yes, India and Bangladesh is inaugurated by the respective prime ministers of the two countries. Fine. It's basically a friendship, this bridge. North Korea and South Korea are sandwiched between. Even these two Koreas always remain in news. One firing missiles, other intercepting, and again having such kind of issues. Yes. No. Yes, Yellow Sea and Sea of Japan. Even if you see, even yesterday or day before yesterday, you see that Northern Korea is, there's launching missiles which is going into the areas of or territory of Sea of Japan, or at times Southern Korea. So of course, Sea of Japan is somewhere around the north, you can say eastern part of this North and South Korea. Fine. This is in the northeast. And so far as Yellow Sea is concerned, Yellow Sea is just, you can say, the southwest with respect to South Korea. Fine. As far as the locations are concerned. So of course, Yellow Sea and Sea of Japan. The countries bordering Russia are, these are all mostly map based questions. So what should be the correct answer here? Last is all four. 1, 2, 3, 4. What should be the answer? All four? 1 to 4. 1, 2 and 4. Why not Sweden? Yeah, the answer is correct, because it's not Sweden, it should be Finland. Because this Norway, Sweden and Finland along with Denmark, these Nordic countries, basically Finland only shares border with Russia and not the other two, because if you see the locations of Norway and Sweden, they are further to the north of Finland. So that's why Finland shares immediate border with Russia but not the other two, because these two shares border with Finland. Means Finland, like if we go like this north to south, then we have Norway here, then we have this Sweden, then we have Finland, and Finland shares this boundary area with Russia. This complete the bigger Russia. So this only part of Finland, not Sweden and Norway. That's why 1, 2 and 4. Okay, Lake Baikal. Even we had discussion about this lake, particularly if you know. Okay, Lake Baikal is in yes. D option, Africa? No. Even in last of our lectures, we have discussed about like Baikal. Yes. Okay, it is basically in the southern Siberia area of Russia only. Fine. Southern Siberia, which is part of Russia only. Keep in mind, this is very, I mean, one of the easiest questions. Fine. Okay, Sahara tribe. What should be the correct answer here? One and three? Two and three. Yes. Idea? Any idea or guess? Yeah, Sahara tribe is in Madhya Pradesh, and it is Sahara tribe is in Madhya Pradesh, and in fact it is one among the PVTs. PV, particularly vulnerable tribal groups. PVTGs. Fine. Otherwise, we have around 705 tribes in India in aggregate, but these PVTGs are just 75 in numbers. Fine. Total we have 705, but PVTs are 75, and one of the PVTG, particularly vulnerable tribal group, is Sahara, which is based in Madhya Pradesh. Majority of the tribes you find in Madhya Pradesh, Jharkhand. Yes. So they are expert woodsmen, forest basically, and forest product gatherers. They particularly skilled. They are skilled in making kechu from kher trees. Kechu, I mean something like this from kher trees. There is fine. They are classified as particularly vulnerable tribal group. Fine. First is wrong only here. So correct is 2 and 3. Okay. So we are hopefully done with this July months. Fine. I have already compiled as well, so you will get this soon. Fine. We'll try to send both if we covered if we are able to cover this as well. Fine. So let us start with this August months. Okay. Now be little quick, because now we are starting with 528 somewhere. We'll try to wind up by 7 at max, but considering we have 80 around questions. Okay. So kindly read and try to answer. First is Banking Regulation Act 1949, RBI can. What powers does RBI have under this act? The moment you read the statements, it gives us this kind of idea whether this seems to be affirmative sentences or the negative sentences. Fine. And on the basis of, even if we are not aware of such things and nobody reads all these guidelines and everything, but on the basis of these mentioned statements, we can very easily answer, I think, considering that there is no kind of bluffing or anything here, a purely complete. Yes. So what do you think? What should be the correct answer? 1 and 3. What's the issue with 2? So why it cannot examine on oath any director or other officer of the bank? No, nothing like that. I mean, it has the power in statute. I mean, under this Banking Act, whether it is doing or not, that's altogether a different thing. I mean, it might be like a situation here arise nahi ho rahi is tarike ki. Fine. Otherwise, RBI can. I mean, RBI does have such powers under the statute, under this RBI Regulation Act. Yes, all the above. Okay, fine. About inflation. 1 and 3. Why not 2? Low interest. Of course, it's 1 and 3 only. Fine. They always come to other country with for higher interest rates, not the lower. So that's why correct is 1 and 3, not 2. It's not low, it should be high. Rest is fine. Inflation is correlated to interest rate. Fine. And that's why which can influence exchange rates as well. If of course, I mean if let us say inflation is more or interest rate is more, then of course if you have a higher interest rate, people are going to FPI and all coming to India, and if there is lots of supply of dollars, then of course our rupee is going to appreciate or depreciate. They are when they are coming with dollars, means they are demanding more of rupee. Fine, because they will be investing in India in terms of rupee only. Fine, trading in India with respect to, but they are depositing more of dollars in our reserves, foreign exchange reserves. So of course the exchange rate would be, I mean there somewhere dollars की supply बहुत ज़्यादा है, and here we have more of demand for rupee. Fine. So जिस चीज़ की डिमांड ज़्यादा होती है वो क्या होता है? Appreciate, महंगा होता है. Fine. Excess of supply always comes with depreciation kind of thing, because we have lots of flooding, lots of liquidity in the market. Demand come है, तो of course you have the other way around. Fine. Okay. Which of the following are included in the calculation of national income in India? Yes. Yes, so should come under national income of India. What? Sales of land? Why not? That's what I'm asking. Why not? I mean, whether it will come or not. If not, then why not?
Some of the goods and services.
Yes.
Minus expense.
Okay.
Sale of land.
Okay. Fine. It won't come under this, but the reason is since land is a kind of assets or capital. Fine. So whatever gains on sale of land, there will not be included, because capital gains will not be included in the national income, as they do not add to the current flow of goods and services within an accounting year. Fine. So that's why correct answer is 1 and 2 only. Okay. Okay, induction. Again, it's one of the easier thing concerned with DA and all. Yes, what should be the correct answer? I think we should not invest that much time over this question. This is basically done for adjusting the inflation. I mean, whenever government come up with this revision in the dearness allowances, so of course government take into account the induction of inflation, then only it revises the DAs. Fine. One of the examples. Okay, an economy is said to have reached its highest possible efficiency when? Yes. Even this is easier one. Of course, because resources are always scarce, fine. So whenever you allocate the factors of production in an optimal manner, then of course the economy is going to achieve its highest possible efficiency. Okay, so the answer is third only. Buoyancy of tax refers to. Yes, buoyancy refers to. Okay. No, buoyancy is something different. Like many of times we see in newspapers nowadays that government is talking about the buoyancy in taxation, direct taxation. Yes, the answer is growth and the changes in GDP only. Fine. That how much tax revenue we are generating with the tax revenue growing with the growth in the country's GDP. That is called buoyancy. Then it's another term that is called tax elasticity. So that is how much tax revenue we are getting with respect to the rationalization of either the tax rate or the tax base. That how many people are actually paying the tax. Fine. Like government come up, time and again, they generally expect that we generally expect before every budget that government should rationalize the tax rates, or that there's slabs, basically income tax slabs. And this time government came up with the new sets of this tax based slabs under new tax regime. So of course this thing with the growth in the tax revenue with respect to either the tax rate or with respect to the tax base is called the elasticity, fine. And the other with respect to the GDP is called buoyancy. Okay, which of the following measures example of expansion fiscal policy? Example of expansionary fiscal policy. Yes. Yes, what should be the correct answer here? Two, three, four. Yes, bilkul. Excuse. Yes, it should be decrease in tax rate because we are talking about the expansionary fiscal policy. Yes, so correct is 2, 3, 4. Okay, this seems to be a little technical one. Difference between CPI and GDP deflator. This is purely, the economic concept. Do you have any idea about GDP deflator? It's basically when we try to adjust the real GDP for nominal GDP, like nominal GDP upon real into 100. When we take into account the inflation as well. That is nominal GDP is real plus inflation, real is nominal minus inflation. Fine. So we are basically deflating this thing with respect to the inflation. Any idea that what should be the correct answer? No, the correct answer is only B. It's 3 only. Rest 2 are wrong. CPI is released by CSO and the data on GDP deflator is released by Labor Bureau. No, Labor Bureau. What Labor Bureau has to do here? We can think of Labor Bureau का क्या काम है GDP deflator से? Fine. So if you want to write down, you may write down CPI may differ from GDP deflator because first thing is the goods purchased by consumers do not represent all the goods produced in a country within an accounting year, and GDP deflator takes into account all such goods and services which has been produced in any year. First thing, CPI basically we take a basket of goods, fine, under consumer price index. So this is not taking into account all the goods which has been produced in an year during the accounting year, fine. But GDP deflator, since it's a GDP itself, prefix is GDP. So when the prefix is GDP deflator, means it is talking about GDP. So GDP takes into account everything, all goods and services produced, value of all goods and services. So of course this is one of the issues, because CPI takes only, under its baskets, number of goods and services, not all goods especially. Yeah. CPI includes prices of goods consumed by representative consumer, hence it includes prices of imported goods also. But GDP deflator does not include prices of imported goods, because when we are talking about GDP, that is domestic production only, fine. The third is the weight are constant in CPI, but they are different according to production level of each good in GDP deflator. The weights are different under GDP deflator but constant in CPI, because this is a basket. Once it has been defined, means defined. Another issue is this CPI is released by CSO indeed, but GDP deflator is released by, any idea? It's MOSPI, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, MOSPI, fine. Okay, not the level bureau, that's why only 3 are correct. 3 is correct here. Okay. Advisory Board for Banking and Financial Frauds. Rather, the answer is 2 only, fine. It's 2 only. Why? It has been constituted by RBI. No, it was constituted by CBC in consultation with RBI in the year 2019, the latest one. It gives inputs for policy formulation related to the banking fraud. Of course, lenders would refer all fraud cases, not all. But earlier, the value worth 50 crore or more than 50 crore of frauds were supposed to be reported, but now this amount has been reduced up to 3 crores. Means any frauds taking place was equivalent to 3 crores or more than 3 crores could be reported, fine, and therefore investigation will take further, fine. So that's why the issue is with, the only correct here is 2. With reference to currency market, the term convertibility is used to denote, yes, convertibility. What should be the correct answer? 2 and 3. It's 1 only. It's freedom to exchange currencies like commodities over the counter. Basically, convertibility is related to the convertibility means exchange on either current account or the capital account. Fine, like dollar ke badle rupees and rupees ke badle dollars. Fine, for investment purposes, whether this is or settling any kind of accounts, be it for export purposes or import purposes in own currency. So till now in India we are we have allowed convertibility in terms of this current account. Current account means just merchandise exports and imports of goods only, fine, and services, but we have not allowed it for capital account. Capital account means investment in FDI, FIIs, this ECB, that is external commercial borrowings and all, whichever capital account, current account, the parts of BOP account basically. So whatever components comes under the BOP, this capital account, so we have just a partial conversion and not the full conversion. Fine. But for current account settlements, we have complete this convertibility, which was allowed in India in 1994 only. Fine. Next is predatory pricing. What is predatory pricing? What should be the predatory pricing? Yes? Yes. Predatory pricing means initially keeping price low so that the competitor cannot match the price or won't be able to compete with you. And then finally force the other player to leave the market, and then you can revise your price. Yes. So, but Bharti Airtel is there to compete with this, and now all they are okay. Considering finance regarding gold reserves with RBI. Yes. Okay, what should be the correct answer? I think this is easier one. Just one option is there which you can easily eliminate. Yes, two that buys every year from IMF. No, why we need to buy every year from IMF? Rather, what happened in 1990? This prior to 1991, the crisis, BOP crisis. That rather we placed our gold with IMF in order to get the loans. Fine. Not that we are, not the vice versa, that we are asking for gold from the IMF. So we are left with just 1 and 3. Okay, the United Nations. What should be correct answer here? One and 3. Okay. BIMSTEC, I think we discussed about BIMSTEC. We are being on initiative for maritime, security, technology and economic cooperation. And I said countries are there: Bhutan, India, not Bhutan, Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, economic cooperation alongside Nepal. They're the countries. So even in terms of per capita income, we are even far behind Bangladesh. Fine. So we cannot be said to be the highest per capita income country. So we are left with just 1 and 3. Okay, NBFC. NBFC is quite in news. So any idea? Yes, it doesn't include any institution whose principal business is agricultural activity. Fine. Yeah. So this is the only option which is not correct. We are left with just 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Following committed proposed privatization of PSUs. Privatization of PSU banks. Okay. Naresh Chandra committee, yes, was related to examine various corporate governance issues and not the privatization. Rest were fine. PJ Nayak committee and Narsimham committee. Yes, Narsimham basically committee talked about this around 33% of this share of government need to be given to the private sector, but this PJ Nayak committee talked about suggested to reduce its share below 50%, because we know that if the share is the owner of 50% with the value of 51% of shares has the management rights, having the management rights. So of course they wanted the government to depart from the management sector and then give this entirely to the private sector. Currently the IDBI process is going on in order to privatize. Considering the following statements, yes. I think, do we need SC? चाहिए SC? और थोड़ा टेम्परेचर बढ़ा दें. Okay, what should be the correct answer here? What should be the first is correct? Okay, so what should be the correct answer? Okay, incorrect. Yeah, fine. Need to focus here. It's incorrect. Incorrect is 2 only, because why is correct? Incorrect? Yeah, it's current account. Remittances and charities are part of current account, not the capital account. Fine. That's why the incorrect is 2 only. CBDC. Okay, what should be the correct answer? Yes? 1 to 3. It's not 3 because it's saying not exchangeable with the fiat. Fiat is legal tender basically, whatever issued under the sign of the government. So not exchangeable is rather it's exchangeable, and it has equivalent this. It is exchangeable 1 to 1 with the fiat currencies. Fine, has equivalent value. Fine. So that's why the correct answers are just 1 and 2. Okay. Weaker section category. Okay, priority sector. But it is talking about under weaker section, not in general. The answer is 1, 3, 4, 5, not 2. The issue is with the amount. It's not 10 lakh, it's just 1 lakh. Okay. Should not exceed rupees 1 lakh. Fine. So sectors which come under this is small and marginal farmers. I repeat. Then artisans, village, cottage industries where individual credit limit is just 1 lakh. Fine. Should not exceed 1 lakh. Then beneficiaries under NRLM, National Rural Livelihood Mission, then NULM, National Urban, and then SRMs, that is self-employment schemes for rehabilitation for manual scavengers. Then we have scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, because we are talking about weaker sections. And then we have beneficiaries, under self-help groups as well. Then distressed farmers, then other farmers with loan not exceeding again 1 lakh. Then individual women up to rupees 1 lakh can borrow. and then person with disabilities, then minority communities. These are the all form the part of your weaker section for priority sector lending. So the answer is 1, 3, 4 and 5. Okay. Consider the following is regarding fiscal consolidation. Okay, fiscal consolidation. What is fiscal consolidation? Oh. Okay, incorrect.
What is the definition and combination of debt stock?
Yes, what's the correct answer? Yes, 2 only, because
Combination of debt stock.
yes, loan waiver means somewhere government expenditure is going to increase, which is against the principle of fiscal consolidation, and rationalization of tax base of course is a good thing, as I talked about tax elasticity, because with the rationalization maybe more people are paying the taxes, so of course this can help in increasing the tax revenue of the government. So one is good, the other is bad. That's why the answer is, I mean in totality is wrong. Okay. Relationship between distribution of income and inequality. The other day we discussed about the Gini coefficient, and Gini coefficient is basically measured by a curve known as this curve was basically given by an American economist, Max Lorenz, in the year 1905, the Swadeshi movement. The year, fine, Max Lorenz. That's why I call it Lorenz curve, given in the year 1905. And we actually take the help of Gini coefficient to measure this inequality as well. But in graphical representation, we take the help of this particular curve. Fine. Okay, negative trade balance with a large current account deficit can have which of the following consequences for India? Okay, large current account deficit consequences. What should be the correct answer? Yes, it's all of the above. Why so? Because with large current account deficit, we have the problem of depreciation. Fine. So high inflation in the economy, of course, because when we have problem of depreciation basically encourages exports and discourages import. But since, for example, we are importing, we cannot sustain without using this crude oil. So if we are importing crude oil, means we are paying more for imports. So if we are paying more for imports, means this is going to somewhere feed into the inflation, in domestic inflation. So high inflation, pulling out of FII from the economy, of course. Depreciation है अगर interest rate कम है, so of course FI will try to pull their money and invest in higher interest earning nations. Then depreciation of domestic currency. Of course. So 1, 2, 3. The National Green Tribunal can hear cases related to which of the following acts? Now environmental section.
One, two, three, sir.
Yeah, why not 4?
Why not concern, I think so.
Yes. Yeah, it's not like related to these acts, like not just Wildlife Protection Act, but we have Indian Forest Act as well, where NGT cannot, I mean, they take the cases under this.
Yeah.
Fine. So that's why we are left with just 1, 2, 3. Fit for 55 package related to It's climate change basically taken by the European Union, basically designed to reduce the European Union's particularly greenhouse gas emissions. Fine. Their target is to cut 55% of the emission by the year 2030. That's why it's a fit for 55. It's climate change related. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched? Now somewhere we are here with the wetlands, national parks. Okay. Yes, correctly matched.
These are 2 and 4.
2 and 4. 2 and 4 are correctly matched or incorrectly matched.
Because it is in MP.
Because Sultanpur jo hai, that is Sultanpur is there in Haryana only.
Yeah.
Yes, and this Badwana is in not Kerala but Gujarat. Even Thol is there in Gujarat. So I mean we have two pairs of this Haryana, 2 pairs of Gujarat. Fine. So answer is 1 and 3 only. 2 and 4 both wrong.
When I was in Haryana,
Which yes, Vindhyavas in Haryana. Vindhyavas and Sultanpur both are in Haryana. Fine. 1 and 3 correct. Okay. Olive ridley turtles. Yes. One and two. Okay. Remember, they are generally found in the warm and tropical waters. Fine. And warm and tropical waters primarily in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, primarily, but also in the warm waters of Atlantic. Fine. Yes. So not exclusively in Indian and Pacific only. Fine. They are found in warm waters of Pacific and Indian Ocean. Fine. Odisha coast is one of. Yes, and here even additional information is even Indian Coast Guard every year in the months of somewhere around November, December, and this undertakes an operation called Operation Olivia in order to safeguard their, because at this time majority or you can say lots of these olive ridley turtles came there on the beach of Odisha and they lay eggs together. Fine. We called it Aribada. Yes. This mass nesting, we call it Aribada. Fine. Okay, so the answer is they are not found, they are found in Atlantic, also. So 1 is correct. Odisha coast is one of the largest, of course. So 2 correct hai, 1 and 2 only. Okay. NTCA. Yes, NTCA. Yes, what should be correct answer? Here we have clue. If it's come under Wildlife Protection Act, which is governed by the MOFCCC, right, Ministry of Forest and Climate Change. So how come it would be headed by Prime Minister? Rather, it is headed by Minister of Forest, Environment and Climate Change only. Fine. So we are left with just 1 and 2. Okay, mosses. Yes, it's one only. Why?
It is reflect only the ecosystem pollution the sun is indicator है. Is the indicator of
Yes,
pollution.
these two things that given, that is 2 and 3, are nowhere related to the mosses.
Definitely.
These are the general statements related to, genetically engineering and all. So only one correct. Okay, Ramsar Convention of Wetlands. Okay, Ramsar Convention. Yes, Ramsar Convention on wetland.
What are you talking? That's some problem. Is that?
What should be the correct answer? Remember, it was not soon, rather it came into being in 1971, but India signed this or rectified this in the year 1982. In India, Tamil Nadu, of course, Tamil Nadu around 14, then we have UP with 10. So just correct 2 and 3 only. Fine. Fine. Okay, wetlands in the state they are located. Yes, what is the correct answer? Yes, it's 1, 3, 4. 2 is in, it's in Tamil Nadu again. Fine. Okay. Easier one, conceptual one. Yes, it's by magnification. It basically magnifies the, as the concentration increases from this lower to upper level, especially the toxic chemicals, so it basically magnifies the upper layers of this, yes. Which of the following national and international events monitor ozone pollution? One, two, three. Okay. This Gothenburg Protocol was signed in 1999 to abate acidification, of course, ground level ozone. CMS, जो Bonn Convention है, that is related to CMS, that is Convention on Migratory Species basically. So this is not related to ozone. Fine. And of course, SUFFER and National Air Quality Index does cover this ozone pollution. Fine. So we are left with just Bonn Convention because this is related to CMS, that is Convention on Migratory Species, migratory birds, but not ozone. So just 1, 3 and 4. Okay. Africa drains into the Mediterranean Sea. River of Africa drains into Mediterranean. No idea. It is basically Nile River, fine, and it drains, empties into the Mediterranean Sea, basically in northern Egypt, fine. So it's a Nile River only. Consider the following statement: Mekong, Tigris. Yes, incorrect. Yes. ठीक है. Yes, is one incorrect only because Mekong is rather a transboundary river, is in Southeast Asia. Fine. It originates, runs through China basically, and even Yunnan province of China. Then we have Southeast Asian nations like Myanmar, Laos, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. Fine. The Tigris is basically the eastern of the two great rivers of the great civilization, that is Mesopotamia. The other river was Euphrates. Fine. So of course this is, flows through Turkey and Iraq only, the then Mesopotamian regions. So just one incorrect. Okay, minor minerals. What should be correct answer? These all three are incorrect. Both have rights, both central and state. Fine, both can. Yes, both can notify.
State or central?
Yes, if central is notifying any mineral, be it any mineral. So, yes, regulation and management is in the hands of state. Fine. In the major set, major minerals especially, or you can say, majorly comes the role of central government. Okay. Population change. One only? What's issue with two? Is a death rate and mortality? 3? Yeah, this is rather vice versa. CBR is more around 21.8 and CDR is around 7.1. Fine, 7. So that's why 3 is wrong. Correct is 1 and 2 only. Okay. Asteroids. Okay, what should be correct answer? Okay. So asteroids more or less, remember, divided into 3 groups or classes you can say. First is Trojans. Trojans are basically the asteroids which share orbit with the larger planets, fine, like Jupiter. Then further classification near Earth asteroids, fine, which have orbits that pass close to the Earth, that's why near. And first are those sets of asteroids that found around the belts of Mars and Jupiter. Fine, so this is the 3 kind of classification related to the asteroids. So even the Trojans are kind of asteroids. So the correct answer is 1 and 2 only, yes.
Okay, every therefore classified it are differently habitats.
Yes, not all of them. Fine, we have thousands of asteroids, but few of, not all of them are potentially, more than 10,000 till now we have this, but out of them just 1400 are classified as potentially hazardous. That's why. Dhubri and Fulbadi. Dhubri and Fulbadi. Under bridge over which river? Okay. Any idea? This seems to be the area somewhere in the northeast. Can say that? And if you say that, then we can simply say that, of course, the only river left, that flows in the area of northeast is Brahmaputra, because of course Indus and Ganga nowhere, and of course even Krishna is other. So of course we are just having Brahmaputra, and this is Dhubri is in Assam and Fulbadi is in Meghalaya. So remember, this is going to be completed by 26-27, and this is going to be, yes, and this is going to be the India's longest bridge over water that is span more than 19 kilometers. Fine, the longest bridge on water. 19 kilometer, 19, and the year to be completed, the target year is 26-27, under construction, that's why. It's Brahmaputra only. Okay, jet streams. Even in previous class we had this one question related to jet, now again jet. Yes, quickly. Always remember that the direction of flow of jet streams are the same that is of the earth. So what is the direction of flow of, this rotation of earth? Earth rotates from west to east. So that's why this is wrong. This should be west to east. Yes, correct are 2, 3, 4 only. Fine. We have lots of, there is a different types of jet stream like polar front, like we have tropical jet, and which have majorly influenced the this formation and duration of summer monsoon in India, of course. Then consider the following. It is Manufacture of aluminium. Okay, you need to mention the name of this. Okay. Not visible?
Bauxite.
Bauxite.
Bauxite, sir.
Yeah, the answer is bauxite only.
Bauxite.
Fine. Okay. Prevention of money laundering. Every other day it is there ready with this PMLA. Okay.
One of the books, sir. Yeah,
2 and 3, sir.
one and
2 and 3, sir.
It's one only. Directorate ED, this ED director, enforcement directorate under the PMLA is not considered the police. Okay, first thing. Secondly, there are variety, there has around 3 parts of schedules of offences. So not under all of the offences they are, it's non-bailable. There are degrees or variations of offences under which either you get the bail or you won't get the bail. Fine. Like we can say the serious kind of terrorism, crimes such as terrorism, you can say, then drug trafficking, terror funding. So these are serious ones, which were, these are of course non-bailable. Fine. Rest small things are bailable, of course. So like cheating and fraud kind of things. So non-bailable, of course, this is wrong, this is wrong. We are left with just one. Okay, NDMA.
protection of cyber. One and two तो ठीक है, third में थोड़ा doubt है.
थर्ड पे डाउट है, पर थर्ड भी करेक्ट है.
Correct है?
It indeed has overlapping in this, and of course Ministry of Home Affairs. So all of them are correct. Yes. Okay. CP grams. Any idea about this? The full form is Centralized Public Grievance Redress and Monitoring System. Public Grievance Redressal System, basically. Centralized. 1 and 2, it does not provide, yes. 1 and 2 correct. Under DRPG, it does provides. So just 1 and 2. Because if it is related to this grievance redressal, so of course you should provide the appeal facility as well. Contradiction of 1 and 3, so that's why just 1 and 2. In 21 announced National Monetization Pipeline to monetize public assets through. Okay. What is this? What is this kind of alarm? Okay. Last is, I think, all the 3, yes. 1, 2, 3. What should be correct answer here? It was more or less 6 lakh crore, this pipeline to unlock the value in infrastructure assets across the sectors, in 4 years, and this up till 2025, fine, 2021 to 25. It's 3 as well.
Okay.
Because there are, we under this key transaction include highway, then toll operate transfer based PPP concessions as well, public private partnerships, then NHIA infrastructure, investment trust as well, then power grid, and sectors encompasses like roads, railways, airports, everything, warehousing, gas product, power generation, transmission, mining, telecom, stadium, and urban real estate. Fine. So almost everything. So the answer is all the above. Okay. Now is decentralized finance, DeFi. Did I? Fine. Okay. What should be correct answer here?
1, 2. All of those, sir?
Yes, it doesn't require any paperwork or even the third party intervention, based on blockchain, on which even the Bitcoin is based. So answer is all 3. ONDC, quite in news even now, Open Network for Digital Commerce. Any idea? When 3, when 2 is correct, yes, 2 is wrong. It's rather private, not public. Fine. So 1 and 2 only. No, not 1 and 2, just 1, because it's not Facebook, it's Microsoft. Is the first to open this, come up on this platform. So even this 2 wrong, even 3 wrong. Fine. So just correct is 1. Okay, IMEI number rather. IMEI is International Mobile Equipment Identification Number or Identity Number, which is unique number for every devices. Yes, for different devices. So what is correct here? Correct. It's not firstly 10 digit, it's 15 digit, and it can be altered with different sets of softwares here. Even I was shocked to see this. There is a software which can change IMEI numbers of the phones as well.
Okay.
Fine. Yes. So particular, I mean specific softwares can do this. Just correct is yes. 2 SIM phone, 2 IMEI numbers. Yes. Yes, this can be. I mean, what is it? Correct. Since any attempt to alter IMEI number will automatically block the deviation. It's not impossible, it's possible. Polio. Okay, polio. No, it's just 1 in 3. 2 not, because it's not this much 50%. Rather, 1 in 200 infection leads to irreversible paralysis. Fine, 1 in 200. And there is no cure, of course, but this is entirely preventable. Not curable, but preventable. This is not entire, just 1 in 200. So just correct 1 and 3. Okay. We have left something? No. Okay, semiconductors. Again, this is important for this year exams, because during whole pandemic and even now we have this short supply of semiconductors. Even the automobile sectors are basically grappling with such shortages. Okay. Okay. Even they are known as ICs, integrated chips, or simply chips, integrated circuits or chips. Fine. 1 and?
Only one.
Only 1. Okay. Any issue is third? Semiconductor manufacturing unit is vulnerable to even the tiniest disruption, whether from dust particles or distant earthquakes. Yes, this is. So semiconductors are basically the conductors which come between the, which come under between conductors and the insulators. That's why they are semiconductors, which fall in between these two. Fine. And they are basically driving the next phase of digital transformation under Industry 4.0. Further, semiconductors are also known as ICs or even just chips, make electronic items smart, made from the material usually silicon, fine, but not entirely. Fine. Semiconductors manufacturing is very complex and technology intensive sector involving huge capital investment, high risk, long gestation, even payback periods. And this can be, a factory also uses enormous amounts of water and electricity. Fine. So, and is vulnerable to even the tiniest disruption, whether from dust particles or earthquakes. So it uses basically lots of this water and electricity. So if earthquake, so of course there could be disruption of supply of electricity, even the water sources as well. So that's why indirectly even the factory is vulnerable to such shocks. So correct is just 1 and 3, 2 is wrong. Okay. Regarding HIV. One, 2 years. It does spread through breastfeeding as well, right? Yes. So that's why the correct answer is 1 and 2 only. Okay. Hayabusa 2 mission. Yes.
Outermost layer of the sun.
Yes. No. It's
It's
basically a mission to study the asteroid Ryugu. Fine. This was launched by Japan, JAXA, that is Japan Aerospace Agency. In the year 2014, this was on 6-year mission. Fine. And it brought back this samples from asteroid Ryugu. Fine. Collected by this particular Hayabusa. Fine. And it brought around 5.4 grams of rocks from this particular asteroid. Time? No, we'll go on till 7 at least. Because I think today is not a matter of 8:30, so we can, because even last week and things are piling up, so I think better we doing this. Okay, lumpy skin disease, quite in news. Yeah, what should be correct? 1 and 2 only. Why not 3? No reported cases of lumpy, of course. Majorly in Gujarat. Excuse me. Gujarat and Rajasthan. Okay. Okay. India does not have formal diplomatic ties with Taiwan. Okay. What should be the correct answer? I think if you can speed up, you can finish this. And we have 28 questions. We have 28 minutes. No? 22 minutes. Okay, consider the following statement. Be a little quick. It's Taipei. Yes, any idea? Remember, all three are correct here. We do, we do not have this formal diplomatic ties with Taiwan, but we have a diplomatic mission. I mean, not mission per se, but we have an office in Taipei for diplomatic functions. The name is India Taipei Association, ITA, and simultaneously even Taiwan has Taipei Economic and Cultural Center, that is TECC, in New Delhi. So both are established in the year 1995. So since 1995, we have a sort of diplomatic relations, though not formal. We too follow the One China policy like US does, and Taiwan Strait is narrow body of water separates Taiwan from mainland China, of course. यहीं पे आजकल चाइना बैठा हुआ है. Yes. The porcupine doctrine. This doctrine is very important and seems to be unique as well. What do you think? What should be the correct answer? In the background of this, I would like to add to this. This is basically little in the context of this came in context of even Russia and Ukraine used in this context. Even it is being used in Taiwan and China context as well. And China, Taiwan basically says that we are preparing for war without seeking war. हम नहीं चाहते, but still we are preparing. This is the most important tactic rather came up by China. This Taiwan is an asymmetric warfare. Fine. Method known as porcupine strategy, which aims to make the invasion very difficult and costly for the enemy. Which aims to make the invasion very difficult and costly for the enemy. Yes. And according to US defense official, strategy has helped Ukraine resist the Russian invasion so far. Fine. So what exactly is this? This strategy focuses on solidifying a state's defense to exploit enemy's weakness rather than playing on the strength. Fine. It was first propounded by US Naval War College research professor William S. Murray in 2008. It is about building defenses to ensure that Taiwan could be attacked and damaged but cannot be defeated. Fine. At least without unacceptably high cost and risk to China. So this is what the focus of this. Okay, so another organization which is quite in news is NATO. Okay. So what exactly is NATO? Okay. Yes, quickly. Yes, any idea? It's aimed at political and military alliance, fine, of 28 European countries and 2 countries in North America, that is US and Canada, fine. So 30 members are there. Yes, correct option is 1-3 only, because India for the first time having had this political dialogue with NATO in Brussels, जहाँ पे की headquarter भी है, that is capital of Belgium, fine, in the year 2019 and not just after its formation. Its formation took place in the year 1949, fine, and this was established to ensure collective security against the Soviet Union, and even today this is quietly being used against Russia. ठीक है. So 30 countries are there as members, headquartered in Brussels, Belgium. That's why the correct answer is 1-3. Okay. Founding Act on Mutual Relations, Cooperation and Security 1997 was signed between. And you'll be surprised to see that even such things can happen. Of course, such things happen. Yes, what could be the answer? Yeah, it's correct is Russia and NATO only. This doesn't seem to be so, but yes, this is correct only. I mean, this is not like that. Even Russia and US and all, France and all are cooperating in the field of this ISS as well, International Space Center Agency, Special Station, not agency or center, but ISS, that is International Space Station, which is a collaborative project of all these countries. So even together they are working, US and Russia. Okay, next is IORA, Indian Ocean Rim Association. It's another organization in the Indian Ocean region. Okay, IORA. What should be correct answer? Always try to focus on the extreme words. Yes, what should be the correct answer? What should be correct answer? Yes? Any idea? Yes, not all countries. I mean, it's not necessary, be it any organization, not only this organization in the world. I mean, it's not entirely correct that all of the members of that particular region would be the member of that particular organization. Fine, this is just a matter of common sense. Not all, rest two are fine. Fine. Okay, contributing to the World One Health Strategic Framework for Reducing Risk of Infectious Disease, Global Initiative of. Which among the following organizations is one world, one health concept? Okay, last is 1, 2, 3. Last option is 1, 2, 3. All means 3, all 3. What should be correct answer? It's all 3. And even not just 3, but there are another organization. This is tripartite plus alliance, plus, not just 3 parties. So FAO is there. Another organization, that is World Organization for Animal Health, is there, OIE. Then we have WHO, because it's a matter of health, of course, WHO we are at the center stage. Then here we have UNEP as well, United Nations Environment Program, which seems to be quite contradictory, but it's there. And UNEP, then UNICEF and World Bank. So there are 6, 7 organizations, not just 3. So that's why this is named as tripartite plus alliance.
Okay.
Tripartite 3 plus all 3, 4. Okay, Heart of Asia, Istanbul process. Okay. What should be correct answer here? What should be correct answer? So it is not Central Asian countries, just Turkey and Afghanistan. First thing. Secondly, is not 21, but 2011. Fine. Third is fine. Only 3. Okay. Regarding the creation of new districts in India, even one of the district was created during Captain Amrinder Singh tenure in Punjab only. Fine. So that's why this is a question. What should be correct answer? Yes, any idea? No, not Rajasthan. Rajasthan is the largest in terms of area, but we have the high. Of course, the largest state would be having the largest, population wise. Rajasthan is the has the highest land area. This.
They have declared 15 district last one.
But here in 7, 5, 10. Okay. Okay, 7 I will try. Okay. So new district, remember, it's not the exclusive power of state. For example, if any railway station is coming up in that particular district and already there, so you also need to change the name of the station. So there you need the NOC from the railway ministry. So it's not an exclusive domain of particular, this. Then state government can also create new districts by simply issuing an order through gazette. Yes, this can be done. At present, Madhya Pradesh, it's not Madhya Pradesh, it's Uttar Pradesh. 75 districts. Then MP with 52 districts. Fine. So correct is? Yes, 2 only. Okay, this is again important. Urban local bodies. What should be the correct answer? Quickly, let's round up at least polity section today. Again, focus on the extreme words where you think this statement seems to be quite extreme. Yes, only one, because not mayors are directly elected by all the people in all the states. Even here the same case, not all. Though there are states where mayors get elected directly, that like Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, particularly MP, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, their mayors get elected directly, but not in other states.
Legislature sector.
Yes. Okay, exclusive this domain of. Okay, need not to, I mean, statement consideration. Okay. Yes, personal laws. Exclusive jurisdiction. Think once that if it happened to be so, then why the central government today needs to wait for states, cooperation? Central government could have done it very easily with, with thumping majority. So this is one thing which is negating this statement. It's not the exclusive domain. And of course left with just 2 and 3. Always focus on such kind of words, exclusive. Okay. Indian Federation has dual polity and dual judiciary. This was said by Dr. Ambedkar only, that we do have dual polity but not dual judiciary, rather integrated judiciary, single judiciary, integrated. I mean all comes in chain like SC, then here we have SC, then we have lower judiciary. So in a single integrated manner. Fine. Then Supreme Court of India has held the federation nature of our country is of course part of basic structure. And confederalism is when states and are supreme and are coordinated by a weak center. It's a confederalism. What should be the correct answer? Yes, there are two things. One is confederalism and the other is we have this unitarism. Fine. So in unitarism, here we have supreme center, fine. In unitarism, fine. But in confederalism, here states are supreme, not the center, fine, with weak center. So that's why we have 2 and 3 correct. Okay, part 9 of the Constitution in India contains provision related to. Please do go through parts and schedules, because one question damn sure they can ask from there, schedules and parts of the Constitution. Yes, part 9 constitutes which among the following? Yes? Rather all comes under this. Besides this panchayats, we do have this, I mean the articles 243, 243 Z, GT, ZT, yes, contain provision related to municipalities, cooperatives and even panchayats. Panchayats of course dominant ones. So correct is, I think I missed out on one of the options. Yes, here is 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the PESA. This is important. Yes. Any idea? Yes, one is wrong. Why so? Yeah, it's not 1950, it's 1996. Quite long. Okay, so the correct is 2 and 3 only. Okay, the power of Chief Justice of India. I think President is there for this purpose. Rather, it should have been President, not the Vice President. Usually before the swearing in. Second seems to be correct. Okay, okay, okay. Both the options. Okay, first is this. Second is wrong.
commission certification of election is read out?
Of course.
Okay.
Then only you will be certified that you have
Sir,
won the
they
election.
have to read out?
Yeah, it is the process.
Okay. They give certificate but read out?
Commission certification of election issued to him is read out. Is read out. I mean, this is a theoretical kind of thing. Correct is 2 only. 1 is quite wrong. Okay. This is control does election commission have over civil service during election duties?
Incorrect.
Yes. Incorrect. Yeah, of course. Second, it can transfer. It has complete power during such, because it takes the whole charge. Even it can transfer the commissioners as well. Yeah, it can transfer even commissioners. I mean, the highest rank officials like DGP, chief secretary, everything. Not the dictator we can say, but that has been made even no. This is this is a good thing, because during that time period you cannot left such things in the hands of political parties, because then they can set the game according to their wishes. We need some neutral body for that purpose. So incorrect is 2 only. Yes. Yes, 2 only. Okay. The governor of a state nominates. Yes. Read, please. Quickly. Rather, both are extreme, neither. Why? Because the governor of a state doesn't nominate, rather they are elected. And secondly, legislative council of state in India can be larger in size, but that should be the 1/3 of the strength of assembly, 1/3, not 1/2. Fine? And minimum should be 40. I think minimum should be 40, maximum should be 1/2 of. Okay? That is fixed like this. Okay, so the answer is D. Next, the Constitution of India mandates the appointment of commission to investigate. Okay. Please read it fast. Please read it fast.
1 only, sir.
1 only? Yes. Why so?
Such a committee is, sir.
Yeah, it's a Justice Rohini committee. Fine, Justice Rohini committee. So this is wrong. Every census, just 1. Yes, every census does published data on scheduled caste, scheduled tribes, but not on other backward class. Here is the issue. Had it been the case, we did not this. We do not need such separate committee for subcategorization, because things are already clear there. Which of the following from the Constitution of India is especially relevant to social justice and empowerment? No, there are lots of things here. Okay. I think you are clear that things are there in the preamble, fundamental rights and directive principles. Fine, these 3. First schedule, of course, talks about the this Indian states and union territories. So nowhere talks about justice. Third schedule talks about oath and affirmation of the officials. So it again doesn't talk about social justice. So we are left with just 1, 4, and 5. This seems to be lengthy, but not that. So, okay, Article 142. 142 was in the news. It is very important article. What should be the correct answer? Okay, I'm coming. Fine. Yes? The last question. It basically talks about the measures taken by the Supreme Court to do complete justice. If something is there which is not mentioned under any statute of India or law of India, so the Supreme Court can extend the powers by itself for the this purpose of doing complete justice. Fine. This is a kind of unique power or exclusive power of the Supreme Court. Fine. Okay, so here we will stop today. We are left with just 10 questions from the previous, the month, 10 to 12 questions. Fine. So in other sense, we have completed today's class. So we'll continue in the next class next week. That's it. And this PDF will be circulated. Fine. Okay. So thank you.